All right, strap in, settle in. This is going to be a journey. I drew this bad boy. It took me 30 hours to do, and this is what I'm going to teach you guys how to do. So let me put that aside here. The stuff you're going to need. That. You're going to need all that. Microns. Love microns. This guy right here is going to be your best friend. You need that. You're also going to need a reference photo of what you actually want to draw. And also a book of manga. This is for the shape, shade, stuff like that. Anything that's going to help you along with the shading experience. By the end of this course, not this video particularly, but like 3 or 4 videos, we're going to go through this and we're going to draw this together. So have fun. Reference, pencil. I already drew out a little box just to get everything started. The box doesn't have to be perfect because there's going to be background work, all that other stuff, and then once we're done with the little panel part, and then we'll actually clean the box up and get ready to go. But today we're just going to do the essentials, the little shapes and shades here. All right, so mostly I'm going to be using this number 5 for small stuff. Yeah, small stuff. 8 for bigger outlines, like around. The way I like to draw it, manga and stuff like that, is skinny on the inside, bold on the outside. It kind of gives it a little bit more depth. This brush right here is for the dark. And there's some 3s and 5s and stuff like that. But today we're just going to start with this mechanical pencil. And this guy right here. I chose this image because I have like a theme I want to do. I don't know if I want to do all Chainsaw Man in one because I already did a Chainsaw Man piece. But maybe I was thinking like we'll do this, and over here we'll do like I don't know, something from Berserk, and over here we'll do something from Vagabond. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about how to actually draw this stuff. So a lot of people, when they draw, they like to do like this weird circle thing, circle over here, and then they cross it out and try to figure out where to put the eyes, stuff like that. That's not how I do it, and I don't think, if that's the way you want to do it, that's fine, but the way I like to do it is actually just look and copy. Nothing's going to be perfect because we're not printers, we're human. And the best thing I could say is just like kind of have fun with it, you know what I mean? So the way I do it is like I look at this and I look everything as like from corners out, like shapes and shades, corners. So I like to start with the face on every drawing that I do. If there's an eyeball, like I start with the eyeball and I branch off from that. But since Denji doesn't have any eyeballs, he has the top of his helmet right here. We're going to start doing that. We're going to kind of start sketching like a little round part right here. Come down. And this, you do this really light because all the like detail comes with these guys right here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like I said, because I'll explain that in a minute. Come out. Come up. Out. Do like a little point. And a little point like that. And this is just kind of getting like the idea of how we're going to do this. If that's too high, you see, but it doesn't matter because it's light. You can come down. You can change it when you want to. Come down. I like that a little better. Come up. Kind of sketch that in there like that. So everything is a shape and a shade. That's what I learned throughout the years anyway. And I use the same practice when I do tattoos. So come out like that. And to be honest with you, drawing stuff like this takes so much time, and you just got to be really patient with it just to get everything started and going. Come down like this. it's more of a, everything you're doing is more of like a guide to your own drawing, if that makes any sense. Don't like it, you don't like it, and that's fine. You know, happy little mistakes, or whatever Bob Ross used to say. All this stuff is all jangled up, so we're just kind of worry about that a little bit later. We're gonna throw a little bit of bang, 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 and then in here, in here. And my favorite part about drawing manga and stuff like that is you can make it your own. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly spot on. I'll show you that in a little bit. Like, I like doing like the bold lines and stuff like that, and making everything crazy looking. Teeth, so we're gonna throw some teeth in here. Just kind of where they're gonna go. This bottom jaw part's pretty important, so we're gonna throw a little line down. Just like that. Just comes out like this. Comes down. And it comes up. You can kind of see the shape coming together. That's pretty tight. Alright, so we got something going on so far. Down, we're gonna have another line coming down right here. Very light, just like I said. Another tooth comes out this way. Tooth, 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 tooth. We're just gonna start throwing those teeth very lightly where we think we want them. So did you guys watch Chainsaw Man yet, or did you guys read it? Because I am all caught up. And it is, second arc is cool. It ain't the best, you know what I mean? But first one was better. I'm not gonna sit here and give you guys any spoilers or anything like that, but it was fun. Yeah. See, I don't want to race until I'm ready to go, so I'll just keep sketching and sketching and sketching and sketching and sketching until I actually come to something where I like it. So I'm staring at it again. We're gonna start working on this area because I think this area is gonna be good enough to start with. So I'm gonna reshape this now. I'm gonna come down with a little bit harder line. Constantly look over, just constantly look. Where's that going? It's going into that circle, so that's cool. We're gonna do that. Come down like this again. And this guy kind of comes out a little bit more swagger to it. It's just like that. All right. So there's an under part. I can see where the darkness is over here. And since it's my drawing, I don't really like it, so I'm gonna change it. And you could do the same thing as well, because it's yours. It's nobody else's. I want to bring this out just a smidge too. Bring it out just a little bit more, drag his face out more. All right. Now let's start reworking over on this area too. So this kind of goes in a little bit more into depth over here. Start making a little bit darker circle right here. Bring this up and over. Straight up like that. And there's a lot more angle into it because he's kind of turned to the side. That didn't really look that good when it started, huh? Look at you now, huh? This comes up like this. You know, I got a buddy named Dwayne, and he can't stand when he watches me draw like manga or anime or anything like that, because he's one of those shapes and shades, like the shapes with the triangles and stuff. I don't know why. I just never liked doing it that way. So I'm starting to come together, and I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Right? Maybe this is going to be a little bit more wider right here, so we're going to just widen that out. And when I draw, I like to draw in sections, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Once I'm happy with an area, I'll ink it. I'll ink that area immediately, you know, erase it, and then get back to work with the other stuff. So it's coming right here. Do that circle, we're gonna follow that circle through. Take this bad boy right here. It's connected to the top of this one, so we're just gonna kind of take that out. Bring that bad boy down to this right here. So a lot of the times when I'm drawing manga, stuff like that, the most important part to me is the cross hatching and the small shades and stuff like that. So you don't like this, so we're gonna redo that again. We're gonna bring that just a little bit more over here. See if I like that a little bit more. That's looking cool. These guys right here in the totally wrong spot. If this is going to come over here, so we're going to actually redo these as well. Come in a little bit darker. If you're left-handed like me, it's going to get messy. Always does, always has. Two. Where's that third one at? The third one's going to be in this area right here. So that works out a little bit. No, it's too close, too close, too close. 3. And then a little guy for 4. And there is a bend at the bottom of this. I'm going to have to remind myself of that it's curved when I start inking. So we got that. Let's throw this chain a little bit more straight here. Okay. How are we looking? How am I liking this? Am I liking this? Not really liking this. Not liking this part. I think I'm actually going to keep that bottom. And then we're going to add more of this stuff here. If that one comes all the way up to here. All the gears in its head and stuff. And I'm just going to make those. I'm going to make those up on my own. Because I think it's going to come out better that way. Obviously not better than the author, of course, but in my own little world, my own little Bob Ross world right here. So I'm really starting to dig this head. So I think I'm gonna start inking this part up top, just because I want to keep it. So what are we gonna start with here? A 1? Yeah, we can go with a 1. Constantly changing. Everything. This is just to get the base, so when I erase right now, I have that faint line. I can still change it if I want to. like to start a little bit of shade when I start doing this as well. So this guy's gonna come up. So in manga, there's a lot of cross hatching like this. We're gonna lightly do that. Just lightly tap it. Same here. Lightly, light. Just straight lines. Doesn't have to be extravagant, you know what I mean? Because normally like a piece like this, just one panel like this is gonna take about 3 or 4 hours to do. And that's where like the patience comes in. Especially if you wanted to get it the way, you know, make it look the way you want it to look. And do another little cross hatch right here because I know eventually I'm gonna want it darker right there. I'm gonna start on this head here. So I think actually I'm gonna do that with a thicker one. We're gonna go from the 1, 5, no. If I have a 3, that would be good. There's a 0 for 3, perfect, all right. So, let's see here. I'm trying to give that a little bit more of a curve there. Darker area. Because it's going to be dark in here anyway, because I'll have to shade that in. Put it out. Come down with this. So this is the part where I was thinking about earlier. If I didn't know if I wanted to straighten it out or make it wider, I think I'm actually going to go with the bottom one. Just because I kind of like the more flow look to it. Come around right here. See, I'm not really set on this part yet, so I think I'm just gonna go halfway with this guy. And then come around. I do like the roundness of how I got his helmet. I do like that part, so we're just gonna lightly tap that 3 in there. Not putting a whole lot of pressure on the paper because over time, because this is a pretty good paper, you know what I mean? We're gonna have to erase and keep erasing on it. And if you erase too much on bad paper, it's just gonna kind of shred your drawing. Come to this point. Kind of come down just a little bit, see? So when I'm inking, I kind of think of it as like if I am, you know, if I was to be tattooing. You can't really go back from inking. You can fix the mistake with shading and, you know, stuff like that. But you kind of want to get it on the first run. You know what I mean? That's why I use so many different pens. I use like a bunch of different pens. The forbidden circle, the enemy of every artist on the planet. All right, so I kind of like this part right here. So I'm gonna go back to a smaller one. No, that's big. Yeah, you know what? We'll do it with the big one. We'll go in big and we'll start doing that hard line on the outside. So the fun part when drawing manga is it can be thicker in some spots. That's what I like to do. I like to do it a little thicker in some spots, thinner in some other spots. And it kind of gives it like the classic comic book effect. Just like that, because you can already kind of see, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you see how it's kind of changing the shape. And I'm already adding depth to it, like the darkness that where I want it to be. Just like that, just from the bigger marker. So a little dark up in here. Just like a big drop in there. Let's see here too. come in here. And we're actually gonna start shading the top part of this helmet as well. I like to shade with the 3. I keep that 8 for the big stuff. You know what, I'm just gonna shade with this 1 and see how that works out for me. Trying to give it like a little straight. I use like a lot of the corners out technique when I'm doing these. And that kind of gives it a better feel. So when you're looking at somebody else's drawing as well, where they put the shading is awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it's good. But also you got to remember too, this is your drawing. This is for you. This isn't for anybody else. Well, it could be if you want to sell it or something. We're not doing that. We're just having fun. Cross hatch like this, just get the little guys out of the way. And once I erase pencil, that's where the fun stuff comes in. That's the part that I like. Trying to start getting there. I'm gonna get this real dark in here. All the way up to the rim right there. Leave a little corner out technique right here. Cross hatch that just a smidge. And I still want to keep working on this handle. There's like a lot more to this handle I think that needs to be done. And I said when I like to work in sections, that's some real talk right there. So we're gonna come up. Cross hatch that. Yeah, that big berserk one I drew. Like, I worked on it for like 6 hours every day for like, I don't even know, a week. You know, and the worst part about drawing big scale pictures and stuff like that is you're gonna be your worst critic at the end. Like when you think you're done and you sign it, you're never really truly done. I wish I can go back in that thing and hit up a couple more spots, you know, but I was so excited towards the end of it that I was like, oh man, I'm about to be done here. I like how they shaded. You see different artists like Kintaro Miura and stuff like that. I like the way they shade. It brings more life, like there's motion into the drawing itself. And I try to capture that too as well with my own unique little twists and style. And Chainsaw Man, he has a lot of metal, so he's got a lot of like scratch marks and stuff like that. And we could actually throw those in this helmet like that. Just like that. Just the little accents like that's gonna go a long way. And you'll see here in a minute what I mean. So I'm liking this. This is coming out cool. I'm gonna shade around this guy real quick. Just gonna give him all the way straight darker around. I'm sorry, this video is going to be a little bit of a long one. You can skip ahead if you don't want to get walked through this whole stuff and you want to see most of the finished product, because we're not going to get through all this today. I'm probably just going to do the helmet today, and then tomorrow's video we'll do like the teeth or the background of the panel or something like that. And this is just an introduction video actually, because I just started this YouTube channel yesterday and I got 17 subscribers, which was awesome, and that was just from YouTube Shorts. So I do want to say thank you for that. That's cool. I am a tattoo artist, and it is December, so it's slow season right now for us. So I just like keeping my mind occupied, and if I could teach somebody a little something along the way, like then that's cool, you know, because I'm gonna do like tattoo tutorials too, and like how to draw like tattoo ribbons and how to, you know, just random stuff like that. So anyways, back to whatever I was saying. Check this out. So we are going to lightly shade around, just lightly with the ink. And like that. That's gonna be my guide for that kind of bend that I'm seeing in his helmet. Go back in there, I'm gonna straighten and blade out, just like that. It kind of comes like to a sharp point there, so then we're gonna throw it out. I think we're gonna throw it more like that. Yeah, cool. All right. Sorry guys, I jump all around when I draw. It's like a bad habit. Or a good habit, just, you know, depending on how you look at it. Let's see the circle here. I did draw a big piece, like a chainsaw man piece before. And one of my employees actually tattooed it on her fiance, which I was like, that was a blessing to me. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Here comes that part where I was dreading. Okay, we'll get one of them out of the way there. Just like that, just so I could shade around here. Start this going. So we're gonna do a lot of cross hatching in this area. Remember, like I said earlier, he's made out of metal, so there's gonna be a lot of scratches. And when I draw with microns, there's a lot of whipping. That's why I think why it takes me so long to do. But the end result's cool. I wish I had expensive pens, but I don't, guys. I'm sorry. Well, microns are kind of expensive, but it kind of comes up. So we're gonna make that darker in here too, just like I said with that big boulder line. Shade a little bit more in here. We're just gonna do a very lightly tap. Come in like that. I'm actually gonna start working on the helmet now. I need that big old 8. Where's that 8 at? There's that 8. Big boy line, baby! Alright. I'm actually filming this in the back of my tattoo shop right now. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Bit dark where you want it to. Now it's starting to come together, you see? See? Trust the process. I'm liking that. I'm liking the way this is coming out. In my head, my big old head's in the shot. We're gonna erase here in a second. And then we're gonna see what we got. Let me just kind of get this going, get it thick where I want it to be thick at. There's a lot of dark in this area because we're gonna come off and we're gonna branch that other part of his helmet right here, like the handle part, in a moment. But you know what I think we can do right now is actually start the chainsaw as well. We're gonna do that with a really small one. We're gonna do that with a 5 or a 0.5. Coming straight off of his head. So we're gonna do that straight. Just like that. The chainsaws kind of come up to an angle, so we're gonna do that too. Just like that, coming out like that, and we'll worry about all the chainsaw actual chains or cords, or I don't know what they're called. You know what I'm talking about, the little broom parts. All right, this part right here. I don't like any part of it. Still don't like it. See, that's why I start working on other areas, and when I go back to an area where I want to start again, you know what I mean, go back to the pencil. I still don't like to erase because it's gonna mess the paper up. So we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna keep this one. I think I'm gonna kind of give it like a line, like this as like a guideline. Nah, maybe a little bit lower. So we're gonna bring that up. Bring this one up. This one's fine. And then the littler one, gonna come out like that, and then go down. So with this, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna kind of give it like a bend at the bottom, like a straight line almost. And I like that a lot better. So we're gonna go with a Hail Mary right now. I'm gonna bust out that big boy and we're just gonna get to work. Go up, over, down, straight, just like that. Up, over, down, hit that little brim, straight. Cool. Up, over, brim, come down, straight. So that messed it up here, didn't I? That's fine, we're gonna black it out anyway. Just bring it up over a little bit more. Fix the mistake before it, you know, bothers the crap out of you. Good enough for me. Good enough for government work, that's what I always say. Come back down here. Come up and around. Pulling Hail Marys right now. Let's see what we got. Are we happy with it? Yes, we are. Okay. So where's that brush at? I'm gonna start doing a little bit of brush work with that. I know I got a brush around here somewhere. Bang, baby! That got it dark. So I like the brushes for these big dark areas because you don't have to do a bunch of small little circles. You can just kind of whip them where you want. And I think I'm gonna add or leave some white gaps in between here. I actually have another brush that's older I could use to actually blend it, kind of shade it out. That's why I keep these. So after you're done with these brushes, kind of let them dry out and you can kind of blend stuff together with it, and it kind of gives it more of that gray effect, which I really like. It's cool, especially for metal and guns and stuff like that when you're drawing. Kind of just brush it. You don't want to do circles when you're doing that though, because if you do circles when you're doing that, you're going to get like this dark area. And that's not fun. It doesn't look very good when you do it like that. Go in there like that. This guy, we're going to do like this. I'm just going to brush the rest of that part in. with that other brush. Do that one all the way black. Put the cap back on this one. You don't want to waste that. That's a good pen. Kind of brush that in there. Give it that dirty look. Okay. Alright. Here we go. My favorite part. We're gonna go up. Like that. Alright, we're starting to get a helmet. I like that. Cool. So let's add some little details in this thing. We'll add some little details in the helmet, and then we'll call it a video, and then we'll do another one later today or tomorrow, or figure it out. So he has some scratches through his whole face, so I'm gonna get a smaller marker for that as well. Maybe a 3. We'll do it with a 3. We're just gonna run straight through it. Okay, so face is a little jacked up. I'm gonna go back to a smaller one. It's 8, 5. Cool. And the under part, that's the part that I really wanted to kind of get that dark effect. We're going to start where the teeth are going to go. We're just going to have that darkness where it needs to go right now. Cool. Coming together cool. With the inside of like all that gear part, you can kind of just throw that stuff together. Whatever you do, it kind of comes out cool anyway. Just make sure it's dark and kind of scratchy. When you go back in here, we're gonna make that dark where we want it to. Just kind of more cross hatch. The light breaks when you're drawing is very important too. When you look away from the drawing itself, you kind of want you don't want to go all over the place. You want to be at to have it legible. That. I like that. Oh yeah, now we're just having fun. Where else can I put some of that stuff at? If I were drawing, what would I want to be the shading? Probably in this area, right? Scratches right there. Okay. Someone's in my shop right now talking about getting tattooed and stuff. I'm all sitting in the back drawing, having fun. Doing YouTube stuff. No, they're not talking about me, so I don't care. I'm still at it. Get some scratches up in here, kind of make that more dark, a little light in there. always when I'm drawing and stuff, I like to have the lo-fi in the background. I don't know if I said that before. Just kind of, it brings your mind together like a little bit more. You can concentrate more on different things, and like be more into what you're doing. I don't want to overdo it up here. I really like this handle, how this handle's coming out. This handle's cool. I'm kind of stuck on it right now. Alright, let's see what we got going on so far today. Not bad. Closer. So we're working with. That's what we got so far. And I think we're gonna call it a video right now. I'll post another video tomorrow and we'll continue on. If you liked it, like, subscribe, hit the bell. I don't care. Just if you had fun, I had fun. And I want to say this: when you're drawing, be an ice skater, not a hockey player. Have a good day.